Scene script. Have you ever wondered if there is any scientific truth behind astrology? Could magnetism be the missing link? Astrology, the ancient study of celestial bodies and their influence on human lives, has often been viewed with skepticism. But what if there was a scientific explanation that could validate some of its principles? Enter Dr. Percy Seymour and his Magnetic Theory of Astrology, a fascinating proposition that seeks to bridge the chasm between astrology and science through the power of magnetism. Dr. Seymour's theory suggests that the planets in our solar system, through their gravitational pull, influence the solar activities on the Sun, creating conditions ripe for magnetic amplification. This amplification, in turn, has an effect on Earth's geomagnetic field, which is known to influence a multitude of organisms. This brings us to the concept of magnetoreception, the ability of an organism to detect and navigate using the geomagnetic field. It's a fascinating ability found in creatures like birds, who use cryptochromes in their eyes to detect light and navigate their way. But what's more intriguing is that scientists have also discovered traces of magnetic particles in the human brain, particularly in areas responsible for coordination, balance, and fine body movements. These discoveries point towards a potential connection between the geomagnetic field conditions and the development of a human fetus, suggesting that geomagnetic conditions could play a role in sustaining life on Earth. Now, let's circle back to the Sun and its magnetic canals. These canals have the capacity to amplify the weak tidal forces of the planets, essentially acting like strings of a musical instrument. When plucked by these tidal forces, they vibrate, creating a resonance that is believed to influence the solar cycle, and consequently, Earth's geomagnetic field. In essence, what Dr. Seymour's theory proposes is that the celestial dance of the planets and their gravitational pull could influence the magnetism of the Sun, which in turn could impact life on Earth. So the question arises, how does magnetism connect the planets and astrology? The planets in our solar system, with their gravitational pull, have a significant impact on the Sun's magnetic field. They are the conductors in this grand cosmic orchestra, directing the rhythm and flow of solar activity. Let's delve a little deeper into this fascinating process. Our revolving planets and their alignments play a crucial role in shaping solar activity. The weak tidal forces of the planets, when interacting with the Sun's magnetic field, create a kind of resonance. Think of it like plucking the strings of a musical instrument. Each pluck sends a vibration through the instrument, resonating with a unique sound. In a similar manner, the planets pluck the Sun's magnetic field through their gravitational pull, creating a resonance in the solar activity. This resonance results in the formation of sunspots on the Sun's surface. These aren't just random freckles on the Sun's face, they are the visible markers of the Sun's magnetic activity. Sunspots are like the crescendo in our cosmic symphony, the high points of solar activity induced by the gravitational pull of the planets. Now you might be wondering about the role of resonance in this process. To understand this, we turn to the mathematical theory developed by George Biddle Airy regarding ocean tides. Airy's theory proposed that specially designed water canals around the Earth's equator could amplify a wave traveling around the canal. This amplification, known as resonance, could cause much larger ocean tides than usual. We apply a similar concept to the magnetic canals beneath the Sun's surface. The weak tidal effects of the planets on the gases trapped in these lines of force could give rise to resonance late in the solar cycle. In essence, the solar activity we observe is a symphony conducted by the planets, resonating through the Sun's magnetic field and culminating in the formation of sunspots. The Sun's magnetic field, thus influenced by the planets, impacts the geomagnetic field on Earth. Did you know that fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field can affect living organisms? This phenomenon is directly linked to solar activity. The Sun, under the influence of revolving planets and their alignments, undergoes varying degrees of activity. This results in formations known as sunspots on the Sun's surface. These spots signal changes in the Sun's magnetic activity, which in turn cause variations in the Earth's geomagnetic field. Now, this is where it gets interesting. A wide variety of organisms are known to be influenced by these geomagnetic fluctuations. This ability to detect and navigate using the geomagnetic field is known as magnetoreception. Picture this: migratory birds making their way across continents, guided by an invisible force. This is not a scene from a fantasy novel, but a real-life example of magnetoreception. Birds, you see, have a light-detecting protein in their eyes called cryptochrome. This protein helps them perceive the geomagnetic field, guiding them on their long journeys. But it's not just birds. Many organisms, from bacteria to mammals, have shown signs of magnetoreception. And before you ask, yes, this includes us, humans. Scientists have discovered traces of magnetic particles in various parts of the human brain, specifically in the brain stem, cerebellum and cerebrum. The cerebellum, as some of you might know, is responsible for motor coordination, balance and equilibrium, and fine body movements. Now you might be wondering, what does this all mean for us? Well, research has suggested that these magnetic particles could play a role in how we perceive our surroundings and how we navigate through them. Moreover, studies indicate that geomagnetic field conditions can significantly influence the development of a fetus. This suggests that the geomagnetic conditions, which are directly influenced by solar activity, play a crucial role in the sustenance of life on Earth. Evidence suggests that even humans might have traces of magnetic particles in their brains. The Earth's magnetic field is not just for compasses. It might play a crucial role in human life. Picture this: your brain, that complex organ responsible for your every thought, every memory, every single breath you take, is a magnetic marvel. Scientists have uncovered the presence of magnetic particles in various parts of the human brain, particularly the brain stem, the cerebellum and the cerebrum. The cerebellum is the part of our brain that helps us walk in a straight line, reach out to grasp an object, or even perform the delicate task of threading a needle. It's all about balance, equilibrium, and fine motor coordination. And it appears that these magnetic particles could play a part in this intricate ballet of neurons. But the magnetism in our brains isn't just about helping us keep our balance or move gracefully. It could potentially be a compass of sorts, a way for us to navigate through the world. This concept, known as magnetoreception, is seen in various organisms. Birds, for instance, are able to navigate vast distances due to cryptochromes in their eyes that help them detect light and, by extension, the geomagnetic field. Could humans have a similar ability? The jury is still out on that, but it's an intriguing possibility. And it's not just our brains that might be influenced by Earth's magnetic field. A fascinating study suggests that geomagnetic field conditions could play a significant role in the development of a fetus. The conditions under which life is created and nurtured could be influenced by the invisible, intangible force of the Earth's magnetic field. It's a thought that gives new meaning to the phrase circle of life. In essence, the geomagnetic field, influenced by the solar activity and the planets, could have a profound impact on life on Earth. From the way we move to the way we grow, from our first moments of existence to our daily navigation through the world, we are, in a very real sense, children of the Earth, born of its magnetic pull and guided by its invisible hand. So, how does this all tie back to astrology, you might ask? Well, the Magnetic Theory of Astrology, proposed by Dr. Percy Seymour, offers an intriguing scientific explanation for astrological phenomena. We've talked about how the planets' movements and alignments can orchestrate solar activity. This is where the weak tidal forces of the planets are amplified by the Sun's magnetic field. Resonance, the process of amplifying waves, plays a significant role in this interaction. The resulting solar activity forms sunspots on the Sun's surface, leading to fluctuations in the Earth's geomagnetic field. Now, these geomagnetic variations are not mere space weather phenomena. They are known to influence a wide variety of organisms, thanks to their ability to sense the geomagnetic field. This ability, known as magnetoreception, helps organisms navigate their environment. Birds, for instance, are able to navigate due to cryptochromes in their eyes, which assist in detecting light and the geomagnetic field. Even we humans aren't exempt from this influence. Scientists have found traces of magnetic particles in our brains, particularly in the brainstem, cerebellum and cerebrum. The cerebellum, the part of our brain responsible for motor coordination, balance, equilibrium and fine body movements, is particularly involved. Moreover, studies suggest that geomagnetic field conditions can significantly influence the development of a fetus. This suggests that geomagnetic conditions play a role in sustaining life on Earth, thus tying the movements and alignments of celestial bodies to life as we know it. In essence, the magnetic theory of astrology suggests that the cosmos and life on Earth are intrinsically linked through magnetic fields and forces. It proposes that the planetary movements and their influence on solar and geomagnetic activity can impact the biological processes of various organisms, including humans. While there is still much to learn, the magnetic theory of astrology offers a fascinating perspective on the interplay between the cosmos and life on Earth.